Olá, sejam bem-vindos a mais um episódio da série Quando a Estratégia Encontra a Realidade. Um bate-papo com executivos de procurement, supply chain, shared service centers. E hoje eu vou ter que gastar todo o meu inglês. Eu tenho aqui uma convidada que eu acho que vocês vão adorar. Bora assistir? Hello, welcome to the second episode of the series When Strategy Meets Reality. Today I'm delighted to present my dear friend Svetlana Lukashevich. Welcome, Svetlana. I always say your last name wrong, so sorry for that. But it's really difficult in Portuguese to say your last name. It's such a great pleasure to have you with us.
Yeah, my name is Svetlana Lukashevich, and I'm the procurement professional for many areas with experience over 20 years plus. With many multinational companies, leading the countries, leading the multinational teams, driving the project, changing and transformation procurement in different aspects, introducing innovation, and of course growing together with the company strategy, together with the teams, and together with the idea how to bring procurement closer to the business and how to make sure that our work really bring in the significant changes to the business and help business to achieve their business goals.
And Svetlana, tell to the people here, where are you from and where are you now? Because this is amazing.
Yeah, originally I'm from Russia and I was born and educated there. After I've been traveling a lot and my career was growing through different countries. I lived in Emirates, then in Turkey. I lived in Cyprus and worked with such countries as Africa, Nigeria, and Rwanda. I also worked a lot with America. I've been in Brazil with my friend Eric, learning and investigating how to build the global procurement in a better way. So I really like my job a lot, and whenever I go, I always promote procurement agenda as the necessary tool without which business sometimes really makes a lot of different direction decisions or maybe even mistakes, which are difficult then to treat or to recover. That's my story in short.
That's
right
really
now,
amazing.
I'm working in Netherlands as the procurement as well, with team of 20 people doing different directions, direct and indirect materials and project, and also transformation of the procurement as it comes.
Great. So it's an amazing journey. Congratulations. So one tricky question here. After many years working with different people from different countries, different parts of the world, how do you perceive cultural difference and how do they impact the negotiations business relationship?
My personal observation that the more different people are, the more advantages you can gain. The very most important thing is the engagement, and engagement comes from understanding what is valuable for the people and what really drives them. And sometimes it's very much important to ask as many questions as needed to understand the people engagement and to understand what exactly are the drivers of their interest. And my experience is that cultures really impact the behavior, and the respect and the right understanding of the different cultures always bring you to the position of getting connected. In many cases, what I learned is that main thing is just to learn about the people's living principles, people's belief, maybe some interesting moment of their life or traditions they like to keep. And when you talk about this with different people, you really get closer to them. Yeah. So whatever is personal, whatever is from the interest of the people, from their traditions, from their families, from their cultural environment, this connection sometimes even with the business purpose connection, for example, the suppliers from those countries, or for example, some kind of interest in solutions or advanced progressive people who is well known across the world. So this somehow connect you with the with the person emotionally and provide you this kind of opportunity to be closer.
Great.
Again, from my point of view, there are no good or bad people. There are good or bad intentions.
Exactly. That's a very key speech.
That's the key difference. And whenever you deal with any issues or whenever you deal with any maybe conflict or frustrations, you need to understand the intention. You need to understand the core of the problem and deal mainly with the facts, not with the outcomes or not with the emotions. This is my know-how, how to manage different environment within the different cultures.
So, in your opinion, does any bias still exist against women take on leadership roles in procurement?
Oh yeah, very interesting questions, and I always don't know exact answer on it. Sometimes I'm asking this question to myself because I'm facing these questions. But for me, it's like the principles of this world, that money and power belongs to men, but the balance and the relationship mainly built or established by ladies. And for me, when I was very young and just was planning to get married, my mom was saying to me, remember, man is the head and he is the main one. He thinks and he makes decisions, but lady is a neck. And how the neck will be moving, the head will be directing to, and the head will be making the decision. So that's why it's the same for me, for the ladies in business. We should be a good neck, which is really flexible, which is really movable, which is adaptive and very much supporting the head or supporting men in their, moving or direction or decision making even. Yes, it's still not easy. I don't think that this topic will be over because I think it goes up and down. Sometimes it's more like attention to it. Sometimes this topic is being completely forgotten. And you can see it from different companies. It's different from different cultures as well as different. Meanwhile, I see that in the government and in the big companies, in the board of directors, there are many ladies and they are very successful. They are very listened to, and of course, bring in the right decisions and the right results. So I'm voting for ladies in the business, but I also voting for their role in this business, not to put them the confrontations or conflict, but to be a flexible, adjustable, and the right way of support. That's how I see it.
That's great. And change a little bit the subject. The world is changing, and artificial intelligence nowadays it's one big challenge for all the companies. How do you think procurement is being impacted and will be impacted with the use of artificial intelligence?
For sure, it's the current trend. And for sure, it will not be maybe the same way in even 5 years. I'm more than sure it will be a different approach and different paradigm. But what I always promote with my team, and I always remind to them that guys and ladies, artificial intelligence would not replace you. But the people who know how to use artificial intelligence, they will replace you. So you should not wait till somebody with the knowledge of artificial intelligence comes and replace you. You need to learn it. You need to start trying to use it. And honestly speaking, I see the attempts. A lot of attempts, maybe first time not successful, but they trying. They trying to make the right letters or maybe write answers to the supplier with the help of artificial intelligence. They're trying to create the request for quotation or request for information with the help of artificial intelligence. Even we're trying to investigate the market, to learn about the market and about how materials go in, what are the key players in the market. So all this we're doing, and we're using artificial intelligence.
Great.
It's still way to develop and to be maybe wider being used, but the niche, the simple things, the easiness of the business, easiness of the work and easiness of the business already noticeable, and they like it. And this is what I like about them, that they are open, they try, and they see their opportunities and results.
Great, but do you think one day or shortly will you have the artificial intelligence doing all the negotiation process, or this is much more for the tail spend or the no strategic negotiations? Because for strategic negotiations is not only price, but it's more the relationship with the supplier, correct? So how do you see the AI doing really negotiations?
For me, AI is helpful in all layers.
Okay.
Either it's a tail spend or it's a strategic negotiation, because AI is not replacing the negotiator or the person who is participating. It's still the mankind, or it's still the manpower required. But what AI is helping is just to be prepared. And you know that in any negotiation, 90% of success is the good preparation, and poor preparation really brings to failures or to the dead end. So for me, definitely, I don't believe that artificial intelligence will replace people completely. But for sure, there will be some areas where it's practical to do negotiation with the computer only. And the more advanced we are with this, maybe the more time and more room we will have for strategic negotiations. And this is, I think, the problem of all the busy people in procurement, to find the proper balance between the workload and the requirements. For strategic negotiations, I see the role of AI, first of all, in analytical background providing, in advising the balance of power or assessing maybe the balance of power, and of course in preparation of the questions, because this is where I guess the most practical or tactical approach should be supported by the AI. And we're already trying this. It's just the first, maybe naive or simple trials, but I can say that they are proven. They are proven with facts and results.
Good. And another topic that, at least in Brazil, it's really important nowadays, it's regarding sustainability. How do you see procurement impact the corporations in a more sustainable supply chain? And do you think in Europe this is something that are really discussing, or is a second level of importance?
Sustainability here is a high topic, very important, and number one, of course. And it is a lot of focus, and global targets are directed to this subject. Where I see procurement, and this is from my real experience as a raw material manager, whenever we do the raw material buying, or whenever we do the raw material project, first of all, we try to build so-called ecosystem between the request of the customer and possibility of the supplier. And this is where procurement is a bridge or a connector from what customer really would like to have in terms of the green product, in terms of the sustainable product, in terms of the proven sustainability in the services or in the product, versus what business can produce with the certain supplier capabilities and market capabilities. And here the procurement role is to ensure that we hear well the customer needs, the customer requirements in terms of bringing the green solutions or bringing sustainable solutions to the world, and through the management of the processes in the company, find the way how to find it from the market, from the supplier side. And believe me, it's not easy. It's first of all should be the request from the market, from the customers, when they are eager or when they are hungry for green solutions. And then it should be the availability of the supply chain of the market of this green solution. And when this ecosystem is linked to your company, to your production, or to your service providing or service solution, this is where procurement role is, just to ensure that all this is completed together.
Great. We have 3 more questions from my side because of the time, but I think they are really important. One is regarding the stakeholders relationship. In my opinion, procurement need to be a really business partner of the stakeholders and provide experience and provide insights for the company. How do you manage your stakeholders, and in your experience during these years inside procurement, how do you see stakeholders and procurement teams working in a good way and in a bad way?
And I can tell you that procurement without stakeholders is nothing. They just doing the buying process, and this is not the right procurement. My understanding of the stakeholders' need and stakeholders' pain points is the key starting for any procurement or anyone who wants to establish the relationship or understand the right direction in that area. And for sure, the helping hands or the solution which you bring, and here I would like to emphasize that structure and process sometimes should be important and but should not constrain your relationship. This is my main point of procurement. Whenever you build the solution for your stakeholder, after you well understand the problem, this is also quite a task. First of all, you need to well understand the problem. And after you're ready to build the solution or build the answer to your stakeholders, to treat his or her pain point, this is where you should not really cover with the frames of the rules or procedures or instructions. This is where you need to be also clever and smart to adjust all the rules and all the processes towards the business flexibility needs, towards the opportunities to make it speed to the market or speed to the business need solution.
Okay, thank you. And the world is going crazy this year, and since last year, let's say, and a lot of people in procurement is having nightmares with the situation. So tariffs raising, the risk also going complete difficult situations with the wars. In your point of view, how procurement could help the business to forecast and to mitigate the risks that we are facing?
I think we should forget about forecasting risks or mitigating the risk. We should be always prepared to tackle them. And we should always be able to understand that the better we structure our supply chain network, the better we understand how our material supply and how our suppliers are really working, how much dependent we are, where dependencies are. And the better we manipulate with the information and data, the easier it is to tackle the risk. For example, this particular risk is very obvious, hitting certain countries, Middle East countries and countries who deliver the goods, whose supply chain really depend on certain routes, on certain shipments. And this is where the preparedness of our supply base, the understanding of all the information which we can use is crucial. And this is how quickly we can react, whether we know which suppliers are having issues with the deliveries, how we know who are the alternative solutions and alternative supplier, what are the options we can to buffer the stocks or to make the alternative routes quickly engaged. This is where the reaction to the risk comes. Risks are not possible to forecast. And of course, you can only plan to mitigate the risk, but you can't mitigate them all. What you can do is to be equipped to react quickly and to be very well prepared, to be not in a panic, and to be able to react and to be able to act.
Great. So my last question to you, and to help our young people that are watching this video, for those who are starting or want to assume a higher position in procurement, what competences and skills do you consider necessary for the person?
And this is, I think, is not changing, but a little bit like maybe being configured in a different platform. It's always was what you're doing and how you're doing it. And on what you're doing, it's a lot of things which you need to learn, you need to practice, and you need to understand, first of all, with the help of technology, with the help of knowledge and big data, you need to be very, very well professional. But on the how is a little bit different now. How now is, first of all, adaptability for all the changes which are coming. How now is the ability to value the commitment and value reliability. And this is where people normally sometimes maybe not fully transparent or not fully open. And this is the how and the way building the responsibilities through reliability and accountability. This is where in my view is the future of the next generation. And of course, constant eager to learn new things. Constantly, whatever happens, you first need to learn what is the other people doing, learn how the things work, learn what are the outcomes or what are the perspectives. These are the things which I think is the future. But again, the world is changing so often that maybe in 5 years it will be a different demand and different requirements. But what and how need to work together.
So thank you very much, Svetlana. I believe this was a fantastic talk. Your knowledge is amazing. You have a fantastic broad perspective about the world and about procurement. So glad that you had shared your history with us. Wish you all the best and hope see you soon.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me, and would be happy to see the follow-up of all your audience. And if there are any questions, we can continue our journey of telling the stories about procurement. Thank you, Eric. It was a pleasure to meet you and talk to you.
Bye-bye.